held up. He defeated Jennifer Harmon. He has doubled up, and we got a horse race. All three players now have about the same amount of chips. What a match. Vince, that was some call by Jennifer. Would you have made that call with a King 10?
Well, you know something? She's saying, hey, I'm not going to be a doormat here. Okay, I don't believe you. I'm calling it. And it was instinct, and it was a good instinct, too.
It sure was. She hit the nail right on the head. She got unlucky not to win the pot, but she made the correct decision. That's what poker's all about, Vince, making correct decisions.
So you back to chip leader now, 20?
30, 30, 20.
Scotty's feeling pretty good here. And we got a battle.
And look at this. Phil Gordon picks up a real hand, a pair of tens.
And he bets 10,000.
Phil Gordon opens the pot for 10,000.
He opens for 10,000.
Jennifer had a junk hand, 3-5 offsuit, throws it away.
Folds. Now look at Scotty. Now he just won the last pot and he's picked up an ace high here. He's got ace-8 offsuit. Well, he's feeling his Wheaties.
He's going all in and Phil calls.
He goes all in and Phil beat him in the pot.
You
now Scotty has overplayed this hand in my opinion. He got a little bit too anxious with the ace-8 offsuit. That's not really a premium hand, especially when a guy's bet 10,000 in front of you. Scotty's playing it though. Scotty better get an ace here.
The flop.
Flop is 9-7 tray.
Scotty can backdoor straight or catch an ace. Otherwise, he's going to be our third place finisher. Scotty Wynn is down to one card. He has got to catch an ace or he's going to be out in third place.
It's over.
It's a 7. It doesn't come. Phil Gordon has knocked Scotty Wynn out of this tournament.
Scotty Wynn, the great champion. A gentleman shaking everybody's hand.
He's heading toward the bar, Vince.
Got it.
Might have to sell a couple of those gold chains now to get back to the States. But you know something? He's getting some nice consoling with the other losers. You know, when you lose, it's always nice to see other players that have been knocked out of a tournament. They always seem to be around when you lose.
We see Russ Hamilton and Andy Duke consoling him out there.
Scotty Wynn, always a tough man to beat, becomes our second world champion to be eliminated from the pro side.
Scotty, great playing. What happened?
It's nothing I can do there, you know. I always do that. At the end, I always screwed up some way, somehow. I just find a way to screw it up, just like my life, you know.
Good effort. He's a gentleman. But we're watching Phil Gordon now go up against Jennifer Harmon.
A fantastic match. Just a beautiful breeze, a beautiful ocean in Aruba. Championship poker. Fantastic day. Now it's down to 6'9" Phil Gordon and 5'2" Jennifer Harmon. But like they say, Vince, size isn't everything.
Except for when it comes to chips.
Phil Gordon almost has a 3-1 lead now over Jennifer Harmon. One of these two will play our amateur side winner from Helsinki, Finland, Juha Helppi, to determine who gets that seat in the prestigious World Poker Tour Final Championship event. Look at this. Phil limps in with ace-queen here. He's got a big hand playing heads up. Here she goes. She's picked up 2 6s and she's moved in, and Phil quickly calls her. He's quickly called. It's ace-queen versus 2 6s. We could have a champion here. If indeed Phil Gordon knocks out Jennifer Harmon, he will be our champion of the Pro Invitational of the Ultimate Poker Classic.
Hold up, the flop comes
queen 7-8.
Now what is it?
That's huge for Phil.
It's huge for Phil. He's flopped the top pair. Jennifer's going to need to catch a 6 or 2 running cards to make a straight. Otherwise, she is going to finish in the runner-up position.
And 8, Jennifer now has a 2-outer. She has got to catch a 6 or Phil Gordon will be our champion.
Let's see the last card. It's a jack.
There it is.
Phil Gordon's done it.
Phil Gordon has done it. He's picked up $250,000. He's won the Pro Celebrity Invitational
Phil Gordon and to
of the Ultimate Poker Classic. Congratulations to Phil Gordon. He gives her a nice hug. She's smiling. Phil played very well today.
A big score for Phil. He has done it.
Knocking out these 8 players. What a final table this was. Phil Gordon, the noted underdog.
He got lucky, catching the queen. It held up. He's done it. He's going after Juha.
Jennifer Harmon, our runner-up. The little lady is going to have to come back again to try to win on the World Poker Tour.
And now let's go over to Shauna, who's with our lucky winner.
Bill, you said you didn't belong at this table. What do you think now?
I still don't belong at that table. That's the toughest 8 players I've ever seen in my life. I mean, every single one of them played absolutely spectacular poker the whole way. Phil Hellmuth had me read like a book. Everything he said at the table, every time I made a move, he knew exactly what my cards were. I was in awe of that. He got a little unlucky to go broke. I was happy when he did, of course. It was my week. It was my week.
So we're going to see a final coming up against Juha and Phil Gordon. That should be spectacular because there's two lucky guys, two guys brimming with confidence. It's going to be very, very exciting.
Now it's down to David versus Goliath. Which one will take the fall? Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
We've crowned 2 winners, but there could be only one overall champion. Now, amateur Juha Helppi faces down a tall order, a very tall order. The Fighting Finn wants to bust Phil Gordon down to size.
Well, we're down to our final 2 event winners.
From the professional division, we have Phil Gordon. And from the amateur division, we have Juha Helppi from Helsinki, Finland.
Professional, amateur, American, Finn. Computer whiz versus in-your-face pro. This island isn't big enough for both. Go! These two will compete at anything, and I do mean anything. Some people are just naturally competitive.
I got you now. Hey!
There you go!
Now get used to that feeling. 5-1. How much more of a beating do you want?
These guys are merciless. There's only one way to settle this grudge match and determine who's the ultimate winner of the Ultimate Poker Classic.
Shuffle up and deal.
Okay, Vince, here we go.
Oh, boy, look at this. This is a beautiful thing to see, sort of.
Oh, please, let it go back in the water, Vince. Are you kidding me?
Where are the mermaids? You know, we asked for 2 mermaids, not this.
Look at this. Here comes the prize money and the bikini-clad beauties.
The big money coming in.
Big money from a big man. All right, they're opening the treasure chest. See what they're playing for?
Wow, look what's inside, Mike.
Yes, it's the $25,000 entry into the World Poker Tour Championship event at Bellagio. Now, that is a nice treasure. The winner of this event will get a seat in that tournament. And Vince, that tournament will be worth millions of dollars in prize money.
One of these guys can become potentially a millionaire from this.
So it should be quite a battle. Congratulations to both of these players for making it this far in this championship. Juha qualified online on Ultimate Bet to get here. He beat out 100 players on the amateur side to get an opportunity to play heads up to determine who will be the Ultimate Poker Classic champion. And here we go, Vince. First hand's underway.
Juha making a move already. Makes it $1.50, 150.
Blinds are just 25 and 50. Now they're starting with $10,000 in chips apiece, Vince.
Phil's looking at his hand. Doesn't have much of a hand. He looks like he's going to throw. Yeah, he's going to throw this hand away. Juha.
You're going to win a lot of hands, my friend.
Well, they're both happy to be here, vying for this title. I think there's a lot more pressure on Phil Gordon than there is Juha. He's expected to win this competition. All his peers that he just knocked out are saying, get in there and beat this guy. He's an amateur. Don't make us look bad. I think the pressure is on Phil Gordon here. If he lets this amateur beat him, he knows the kind of needling he's going to take.
Grace.
There's Phil Gordon. He comes in for 150 on the button with a king-10 offsuit.
Calls.
Now notice Juha has picked up 2 threes here, and he calls the other 100. He doesn't raise back with a small pair. He wants to see the flop. And the flop comes king 7-10.
Juha's got to be a little discouraged. He wished he probably would have re-raised before the flop, gotten Phil out. Now Phil's got a real hand, but Juha.
Now notice Juha, he's coming out and betting 200. Now Phil Gordon has the top 2 pair here. He's got kings and 10s. This is a great flop for him. Let's see how he plays it here. Is he just going to call, or is he going to raise him?
Well, he's pretending like he's thinking, you know. We know what he's going to do. He's going to raise it.
He raised it. He made it 900 to go.
Is Yuha going to bite? It's tough to call this because you only got that pair of threes.
It's impossible.
He should have raised before the flop. He did it backwards.
Impossible to call. You cannot call with 2 threes there. He throws his hand away. Phil Gordon picks up the pot. Well, they're just sparring right now. We haven't seen anybody even try to make a knockout blow here yet. Yuha's on the button here. He picks up a nice hand. He's got ace-10 of hearts on the button.
150.
He raises it, makes it 150 to go.
What the heck is this?
150.
Re-raise.
He's re-raising with
He's
a deuce 6
re-raising.
offsuit. Now, this is a horrible hand. He's just trying to make a play and win this pot right here.
Stone cold bluff.
Whoa, some surprising developments here.
Absolutely.
And Yuha calls him. He puts 500 more in. Now he's got a hand with ace-10 of hearts.
Mike, these guys are really going at it here.
Don't go away. The action's heating up on the World Poker Tour.
It's a battle of David and Goliath proportions, and this time the cards appear to be on David's side.
Okay, we've got Phil bluffing with nothing. A 6 deuce against Yuha with the real hand and ace-10. Let's see the flop.
Flop comes queen, 7, tray, 2 diamonds.
Flop comes queen, 7, 3. And here comes Phil Gordon leading out of the pot with absolutely nothing. He's bet 650 into this pot.
Now that flop helped neither player, but Phil is going with that bluff still. Yuha has a very strong look, like a Terminator. He is emotionless, this guy.
He looks like an iceberg in Finland to me. Look at this. He's going to play this hand. Remember now, we know Phil Gordon has nothing, but he doesn't know it. All he has is an ace-10. The flop is queen, 7, 3.
Right.
Race.
Yuha makes
He
it
raises this
1,500,
pot.
raises 850 more.
He has bet 1,500 into this pot.
Queen, 7, tray, 2 diamonds.
Now, Phil Gordon has tried to win this pot twice. He re-raised him and let out and bet on the flop. When it come queen, 7, 3, Phil Gordon just has a deuce 6 offsuit. Now, there's no way he can continue to play this pot, in my opinion. But I am wowed by Yuha's play here.
Yeah, I love this play. This is very strong by Yuha. He must have picked up on some tell of Phil Gordon, and he is going to throw it away.
Phil Gordon throws that hand away. What a play by Yuha there. Okay, Phil is on position this time. He's got the button. He looks down and finds the 4-7 of spade, and he just calls. He wants to see a flop with that hand. And now Yuha has picked up the ace-6 of diamonds. And he's going to raise it.
Raise.
He raises it just 150. I like these small raises he makes. And Phil beats him in the pot. He calls it. We're going to see a flop. Here comes the flop. Queen, 10, deuce, but with 2 spades. Now Phil Gordon has flopped a flush draw. Yuha still has the ace high. Yuha is going to